We got an offside. 1 minute and 7 seconds left to play in the second period. The Badgers trail 2-0.
You could definitely feel a sense of frustration here in the Kohl Center. Not only from the Kohl Center, but definitely you could sense it from the Badgers bench. You see them trying to connect passes and trying to really score in this goal right now, and hopefully they could capitalize off that in the last minute.
Here we go. 1 minute, 7 seconds left. Face off in the neutral zone. Fitzgerald puts a fist right through Newbold, and that's dumped deep. Chased down by Bavaro, and that's icing on the Badgers. And the face-off will come to our left, to the D zone. Whitelaw, spin around. Fourth line out there for the Badgers. No, excuse me. Yeah, Hastings is mixing up the lines here. He's going with Fitzgerald, Whitelaw, and Finley. D. St. Phal, with Lindmark leaving the game, D. St. Phal had to jump down to the third line, so they're going to bring Whitelaw up to the first line here. Or excuse me, the second line. A little over-anxious there. Dun, 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 dun. The band is rocking. Come on. Can the Badgers get a cheap one here in the final minute? Face-off lost. Drew Bavaro puts it on the net, but didn't get through. Bodies in front, knocked it down. Picked up by Slaggert, who throws it behind. Picked up by Newbold. Pressure by Losh and Kerr. Threw it out in front. Newbold still with it, and here we go. Fitzgerald with a break. 2-on-1 for the Badgers the other way. Fitzgerald scores! And Wisconsin's on the board in the final minute of the second period. The defender for the Irish went down, Alex, and Fitzgerald just turned on the burners and beat him in.
That was an absolute rocket of a goal.
Yeah, the defender played the pass. I think it was Boltman. It was a 2-on-1, Fitzgerald and Finley the other way. Bavaro went down at the blue line, just tripped up. You see the replay on the board. Yeah, and Fitzgerald just bolted in. Boltman plays the pass, and he lets Fitzgerald waltz all the way in. He puts it to the blocker side, and the Badgers are on the board here in the final minute. A huge goal. 30 seconds left. Can they get one more? Can we get greedy? Here we go. Lucius dangling his way through. Finds Celia across. Good opportunity. Shot. Save. Rebound. Scores! And the game is tied just like that. The Badgers, 2 goals in no more than 25 seconds. And lightning strikes here at the Kohl Center on Western night. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a second ejection from the game. Henry Nelson, the freshman from Rainbow Grove, Minnesota, has been ejected on a 5-minute game misconduct for his hit. Wow. On Tyson Dyke along the boards in front of the Notre Dame bench. She hit him from behind. Dyke had his back turned, and he decked him. It was an awkward hit, and now there'll be a 5-minute penalty here. Game misconduct. The Badgers have 5 minutes of a man up, and time is going to run out here on the Irish. They're only going to have 3 minutes after this penalty to try and tie this game up.
Absolutely. This is a huge opportunity for the Badgers to really wrap this up.
Face-off one, and Seedman dump it deep. Henry Nelson ejected from this game. 5-minute major for checking from behind a game misconduct, and that is the second Notre Dame Fighting Irishman who's been ejected from this game. D. St. Phal on the right wing. Shot blocked right in front there by Jake Boltman. And now Seedman will once again clear the zone. McClellan will leave it for Dexheimer, who picks it up behind the net. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in this game. Dexheimer carrying it through the zone. He'll dump it for D. St. Phal on the near boards. Leaves it back for Dexheimer, who's probing, running in front of the net. Was slashed. Mastro Domenico, both number 4s, and once again, the puck is cleared. McClellan with it behind the net. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. We're a minute in to this 5-minute major game misconduct on Henry Nelson. Finley flies into the zone. Christian Fitzgerald, who scored the first goal for the Badgers with the puck. Tassi now to Pelotachuk. Pelotachuk near side. It's Whitelaw who probes along the right hash. Pelotachuk back to Whitelaw right at the top of that circle. Look at Tassi right in front. What a save by Ryan Bischel. Big save. Glove save for Bischel. Wow, that was a great save. Great opportunity there for the Badgers to increase the lead to 4.
Absolutely. I feel like, ooh, and there's some action here in front of the net. A little tripping action to really Ice this game out.
6 minutes, 43 seconds left. The Badgers up by 1. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left on this 5-minute major. Tassie.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a total cross-check, my God. Trevor Janicki just decked Tassie from behind. Refs weren't looking, and Janicki gets away with one. Face-off one, Pelota Chuck. What's going on? Redraw, maybe? Yeah, they're calling for a redraw. I think the clock was off.
If you're Coach Jeff Jackson on Notre Dame, what are you saying to your team right now?
Well, obviously number one's got to be kill this penalty, and then you probably pull the goalie soon after that to make it 6-on-5 as Justin Janicki clears. But the game isn't over. But time is running out on the Irish. Keep pounding the rock. Janicki picks it up behind the net. Fitzgerald bodies Hunter Strand off the puck, and the Badgers come the other way with speed. It's Whitelaw who throws it, turned away by Bischel, and he popped it right into his glove. All right, Alex. The Badgers get one more. Your prediction's correct.
I know. I'm just the best at this game.
All right, here we go. It appears they're going to go back to the first line of the man up. D. St. Phal, Celia, Bantle, Lucius, and Dexheimer out there for the Badgers. In their white unis, red pants, white socks.
It's a cool fall evening here in Madison, Wisconsin, as the third-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions come to town to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. Hello, everyone. Welcoming you into the broadcast booth. I'm Evan Epstein alongside my good friend Jimmy Lynch. Jimmy, there is a buzz in the air here at Camp Randall. Wisconsin hasn't beaten a top-5 team since 2010 when they took down top-ranked Ohio State, but they have an opportunity to do so here tonight.
Yeah, so Wisconsin in the last 3 games, I'm looking at a team that's come in since the turn of the month in October. Braden Locke. Locktober, this is a Badgers team that's playing with a lot of confidence for really the first time in the Luke Fickell era. I know we're only in the second year, but last year was a little choppy. They had 3 big, you look at the schedule last year, there was 3 big games that they played. The game at Washington State, the game at home to Iowa, and the game at home to Ohio State. They came up 0-3 in those games. So far, we've played, I would consider, 2 very big games. The game at home against Bahama and the game on the road against USC. 0-2 in those games. I would say this is the 6th big game so far in the 2 years under Luke Fickell. I'm looking for the Badgers to come out firing, to come out hot, to come out with confidence, to come out with intensity, and hopefully jump on Penn State right at the get-go.
And Wisconsin, this feels like a very different team than they did coming into the Alabama game. Yes, they were 2-0, but their wins against both Western Michigan and South Dakota were by 14 and 10 points, and against those caliber of teams, you didn't necessarily feel as great about the Badgers coming into this one. Penn State just won the toss. They elected to defer, and Jimmy, that gives the Badgers an early opportunity to get this Camp Randall crowd into this ball game.
Exactly. Braden Locke has been a gunslinger all season, especially here in these last 3 games in October. You saw it in the USC game. He came out, first play of the game, throws an 80-yard touchdown. That's going to be the key today. Braden Locke has to continue playing very well. Wisconsin in the last 3 games has thrown for 760 yards total versus 667 in the first 4 games. They have scored 118 points in the last 3 games, outscoring their opponents 118-16. I look now that we have the ball. I think Wisconsin's got to come out, pound the ball. I think they're going to go big play first, and the key is to score first, punch Penn State back, get the crowd into it right off the get-go, and never look back.
Yeah, and that's something the Badgers did do well against Alabama. They got out to an early 3-0 lead, but that was stifled after the Tyler Van Dyke injury. Now you have Braden Locke, who has experience under his belt. His games against Rutgers and Purdue were the 2 best games of his career, as he threw for 359 yards in that game against Purdue. That's the 7th most in a single game in Badger program history. They're lining up to kick it off here. It's Vinny Anthony and Trechka Kahuna deep for the Badgers. It's Ryan Barker set to kick it away for the Nittany Lions, just moments away from kickoff.